All right, I gotta ask, are they spawning more of these fanboy accounts this month? Because it's really interesting just to hear some of the things that are being said. This audience member said Xbox hardware days are numbered. They're just doing another console to satisfy fanboys. You said Sony will be releasing another console at some point as well. I'm an ex-Xbox fan, but after they started releasing games multi-platform, I saw the writing on the wall and moved on. I will get another PS6 when the time comes, still play Xbox IPs and Sony exclusives and Nintendo on Switch too. Hey, whatever platform you choose to play and prefer to play, I'm all about it. I recommend that you do so. I think the big thing that you should have said was, when they started talking about moving their games to PlayStation was when you started getting dissatisfied. Because here's the thing. Had PlayStation not moved its games multi-platform, or Xbox, sorry, you wouldn't have an Xbox to be mad at today. Do you guys know that? Like the Xbox that some of these Xbox fanboys are upset with would not even exist if Xbox was not multi-plat. Many times I've made this video where I've said to you that if you go back and look at what multiplat did for Xbox, it kept that particular, console maker on its feet. It kept its studios bustling and vibing. It kept its games alive and its franchises moving. But they were doing multiplat on PC. So some Xbox fans just did not know about this. And so I guess maybe their ignorance to that fact kind of kept them in a blissful state. When they say ignorance is bliss, maybe that's what happened. They just felt, somewhere, somehow, Microsoft is just propping up Xbox because they were getting bodied by the hardware competition. I mean, you know that, right? You do know that they were getting bodied. Their hardware days have been numbered since Xbox One. Maybe that's not something that you must have factored in when you made this argument, because if you actually did factor that in, you'd realize that the multi-platform strategy has actually not only saved Xbox as a business, but actually has now given them a new target to be able to create a sustainable business and sustainable ecosystem. The only problem that many people are seeing that are calling themselves Xbox fans or ex-Xbox fans is because PlayStation players get to play the games that you thought were only relegated to you. The truth is, if Xbox took that approach, they'd be out of business. There's not a lot of you that are buying these games these days. Do you know how I know? The data betrays you. Trust me. I would wish that, the Xbox fans could all come and clown PlayStation fans and say, we all buy a lot of games, but the reality is it's just the 4% of us or the 16% that actually are, the spending class of, say, buying a new game once every 6 months and buying a new game once every month, or buying more than one game once every month. That's a total of about 16% of gamers across the board. So maybe we can say 16% on the PlayStation side, 16% on the PC side, 16% on the Xbox side. But the live service games are basically taking everybody's time away. Xbox, I don't know what they saw that made them go to PC. Maybe they saw this reality because these games were already kind of like, a big deal. These franchises, a good number of them were a big deal by that time, by 2016 when they moved to PC. I mean, think about a game like Madden NFL or a game like EA's FC Soccer, which used to be called FIFA, which literally netted EA $1 billion every year. $1 billion. Diablo hit $1.5 billion and they were celebrating it. EA would just hit $1 billion in a game, just move on to the next game, while people were still playing the old games, by the way, and still bringing in money for them. They had 70%, at one point it was reported that 70% of EA's revenue were from microtransactions. So think about that, and when you put that into perspective, you'll realize that, okay, it seems like you may have calculated wrong as to you saying you're an ex-Xbox fan, and then you say, but after they're releasing games multi-platform, you saw the writing on the wall and moved on. Where'd you move to? To PlayStation, where PlayStation players are doing the exact same thing so that you can play PlayStation exclusives? Who's going to even make the exclusives? They're firing their developers, they're canceling projects, and no one is buying their games much. You're going to go to PlayStation and play the exact games that you were playing before. This is not that you're going to go buy Intergalactic and the Heretic Prophet, blah, 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 blah. No, You're literally going to go to PlayStation and replicate the library and your behaviors that you had on Xbox because the data says that you will. And that's what you're doing. And that's what we're doing. We're all doing it. It's not like I'm saying that you're doing it. No, I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, when can I get off this video and go play Mortal Kombat or something? Because that's how gamers we've been behaving in the last, decade. Now, this is not to say we're not playing single player games. Don't get me wrong. It's just that we're not really interested in giving everybody $60 anymore. It's like when we were very young, we were eager to find the $60 to pay for the video games. Now, as we're going older, it's not that we don't have the excess, because most of us are working just naturally by trajectory and, progression. You start finding ways to be more resourceful, earn more money as you're growing up. But you're not so eager to give it to anybody. You aren't. So if you're going to say you're jumping ship to go and play games and spend more money on PlayStation, we're not going to see it. Because sure, you may go behave that way, but majority of PlayStation players are going to make it look like there's just a small percentage of you. So you may do it, but many, other gamers on PlayStation will just be like, I'll either buy when it's on sale, I'll buy one every 6 months, or a small percentage will buy one or more than one every month, and majority are going to buy them on sale. I mean, how many of you have noticed this trend? That there are way more sales that go on in today's markets than did years ago. I remember when PlayStation games used to be so expensive. Like, man, they wanted you to pay, like, they'll be all the games on sale, but man, it's only like 8% off. Now, man, they're begging you to take games. Spring sale, PlayStation Steam spring sale. For crying out loud, it's your birthday. Here's a sale. Here's again, this is not the industry where anybody can come out here and start talking about the flex of, we buy game, not buy game, exclusive. No. If you expect Xbox to stay exclusive, what you expect is that Xbox should die and dissipate into oblivion if they try that nonsense. That's what you're expecting. Or their developers get fired, and then they basically go ahead and start depending on third-party games like they did in the Xbox One days when they didn't make, so many other variety of games. Now that they're making variety of games, they got to sell them because the studios that are making them are costing them money to basically keep open. So if those studios sell those games, they stay open and make you more games. So again, go to PlayStation if that's what you want to do, where right now, it's kind of a drought out there. I mean, if you like it, it's your choice. Some people like living in the desert. Some like living in, by the ocean. Everybody's got their own, geographical location that they like to basically chill at. So I'm not going to dog on anybody for it. But what we're seeing is what we're seeing, right? What we're actually experiencing is what we're experiencing at the end of the day. As for myself, I went to PC. I was like, man, console doesn't have a proposition for me. But Xbox was like, you know what? You weren't going to buy an Xbox console anywhere. Little twat. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to come to you. And I was like, well, why would I want any, and then next thing you know, they were like Game Pass. And I was like, well, why? They started to cook. So if that's what's chasing you away from Xbox's ecosystem, then, I guess you do you. It's all right. It is what it is. It is what it is. But again, by and large, I think that's a reactionary more than anything else. It's not being considered very well. Don't worry, soon you start considering it. Once your wallet starts to ask you and say, what the heck are you doing? You'll probably consider it. And, maybe your wallet might not ask you, what the heck are you doing? Who knows? We're all looking at it differently from different perspectives. Thanks for watching the video, though. I appreciate you all so much. Thanks for the, comment. Peace out.